Who's that one person who can just fuck off? Currently the guy on my train who's listening to shitty music without headphones on, making the rest of the train suffer through his trash. Whoever invented spam texts? My cousin. She stole her father's assets after he had a stroke by forging his signature on a bunch of title transfer documents. All of this was to steal her brother's share of the inheritance when their father died. Surprisingly, it was the IRS that proved she'd committed fraud, and her brother finally got his share of the inheritance 10 years after their father died. Enjoy prison, Carrie. The person who started the Your Car's Warranty spam calls. I get like 50 a day. Fuck that guy. My boss. Marlon, you're not even a manager, stop trying to tell me what to do. Edit, TYSM guys, fuck all of your coworkers that are just like Marlon too. All my homies hate Marlon. My senior CO ordinator. I got assaulted, robbed and followed home on the bus by a group of students in my school, and he did nothing to help me, and blamed me. I hate him more than them. Edit, senior CO ordinator is basically principal of the seniors, as in the person that manages everything and is extremely high in power, smiley face. Scammers who target old people or any vulnerable person. I used to get my nails done at a place run by a really nice Vietnamese family for whom English was, barely, their second language. I happened to go in and the owner said they got a call saying they hadn't paid their light bill. They were terrified their power was going to be turned off and were ready to buy the gift cards some shady fuck told them would prevent that. I called the police on their behalf and I'm still pissed thinking about it. Every single member of the Westboro Baptist Church. Pick one, pick all of them. Dr. Ounce. Whoever stole my yellow dress out of the washing machine at the laundromat when I was backpacking. It was only $10 at a second-hand store, but I rocked that yellow dress. My abusive ex. Removed. One time I filled a Frappuccino up too full. It leaked a little bit from the lid. The customer in drive-thru saw that, and commented on how it was spilling everywhere. So I wiped it off fully and double-cupped it. I handed it to them, and they said it was still dripping. I handed some napkins and offered to remake it, explaining that it was just too full, so once they took a couple sips it should be good. She declined and said they were late for work, so she sped off. As one of the only men at my location, my voice is quite distinguishable from the others in drive-thru. Every single time since that, when I have taken her order, she asks for her caramel walls inside the cup. She only asks this when I am the one to take her order. This happened about a year ago and she still says the same thing every single time I take her order. So yes, she can fuck off. TLDR. My mother-in-law and father-in-law were horribly abusive to my sister-in-law, and she is a wonderful person who deserves better. How about two people? My mother-in-law and father-in-law. My sister-in-law has horrible PTSD from the way she was treated growing up. She was singled out because she was the result of the mom sleeping around, and then the fundamentalist Christian dad forgiving mom, and insisting she not have an abortion. He would raise it like his own. Well, he kind of did. He was abusive to the rest of the kids too, she was just treated worse, and for longer. The mother-in-law has told her to kill herself too many times to count, including on her 16th birthday. In 2020, when she was pregnant and homeless, and then homeless and having a miscarriage, neither of her parents would allow her to stay with them. She had to miscarry her baby, alone, in her car. They both knew what was going on, and chose not to help. This person is one of the sweetest, kindest, most loving, helpful people I've ever met. This is just the tip of the iceberg of trauma that she has gone through because of these two. So, mom and dad can absolutely fuck right off. There is a long list of others that I'd like to tell to kindly fuck off on her behalf as well, just for good measure, but they're a good start. And if you see this, Kay, I love you so much and am so proud of you. And I really hope you don't mind me sharing this. This is a throwaway, and I'd love it if others knew about how horribly you've been treated and how strong you are for coming out on the other side of it. You are someone I honestly look up to. What's a sign you need to immediately go to the hospital? Welp, my appendix just exploded inside of me 3 days ago and my tell was that just standing or moving at all became excruciatingly painful, so if normal activities are causing pain, especially severe pain like I was feeling, maybe consider calling 911. Sudden hearing loss. The faster you get to the hospital the better the chances of reversing it, statistically. In my case I left it 2 weeks and I'm now living with tinnitus. If your pee is so dark that it looks like Guinness, go to the hospital immediately. The worst headache of your life, which came on very quickly. Also known as a thunderclap headache. Even with no other symptoms, this needs to be looked at immediately. Could be any range of things, but what they're most concerned with is a ruptured aneurysm. You took a new medicine and your throat is closing up. Anaphylaxis can kill you. If you have chest pain and especially if it's combined with sweating, nausea/vomiting, left arm pain, and or a sense of impending doom. EDA, yes I know women present differently. Yes I know symptoms can vary by person. I was a paramedic. I definitely didn't expect this simple little post to blow up, so I apologize for not including it. Losing the ability to see color in one or more eye, sign of major issue in brain. Haven't seen this one mentioned yet. If your newborn spits up bright green, solid sign there is a major intestinal blockage, even without any other symptoms, and there is a small window to get that corrected before death. I have forgotten a lot from my stable class, but I do remember that. When my knee folded backwards was my sign. I had a headache for a week and was getting confused at work. 2 brain tumors and hydrocephalus led to immediate intake. It's now been about 24 hours and the foot that was purple is now sort of blackish in color. Wife had a pain in her shoulder and told me about it. Said it was uncomfortable but not a big deal. I told her to send her doctor a message. Went in for an appointment immediately. She had internal bleeding from an ectopic pregnancy and had about 12 ounces of blood floating around in her. Is this thread making anyone else's body feel weird or is it just me? For women on birth control, serious shortness of breath, as in a relatively healthy person being winded just walking to / from car, and unexplained pain in your legs, mainly inside thighs. Blood clots / embolisms. They can kill you very fast if they break loose and travel. Honestly, the following all together: lack of appetite, frequent urinating, vomiting, severe fatigue. Everyone thought my sister had the flu, but my mom took my sister to the hospital anyways. She had diabetic ketoacidosis. Her blood sugar was 717. She was almost in a coma. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 8 years old. EDA, I'm not a doctor, I only knew this because I witnessed my sister go through it. If you're experiencing these symptoms, please contact a doctor and get your blood sugar tested. What is your plan if nuclear war starts? The fuck I'm supposed to do? I'm afraid I'll have to intervene. Step 1. Hope I don't die. Step 2. Die. If 2020 taught us anything, it is drive to Costco and buy truckload of toilet paper while the nuclear siren blares out. Overcome my fear of karaoke. Ingest a large amount of edibles and party like it's 1999. Doug. I live in DC, so my plan mostly involves dying. I'll go outside and open an umbrella just so that it looks funny when a bomb falls on me. Use Reddit to find ways to survive, which would most likely lead to a quicker death. Go back to sleep. Swallow popcorn kernels. There is a plan? I'm pretty sure my employer wants me to work that day. So, I guess I'm working. I live 3 blocks from a naval base. I'm going to bend over and kiss my ass goodbye.